Hi everybody, I just want to do the second part of our interfaces example. So I'm going to build on the example that we've seen from part 1 in that I'm going to use the different type of animals. So we created an interface that defined a method called talk of basically how the animal is going to talk. Okay, we wanted to be able to store a common type of object in an array list, in that I want to be able to treat a cat, a dog, or a tiger, or a giraffe, or whatever it is, the same. So we did it through the interface. So we create an array list that's storing types of I animal, and then I can store those objects in. Okay. So the second part is I want to show how I can use dependency inversion or inversion of control to pass an object to another object to offer some functionality within it. Okay. So I'm going to leave my example sit as is, but I'm going to add a new class. Okay, so file, new class. So the class that I'm going to add in, I'll add in a person. So I'm going to add in a person class. Now a person will have the normal attributes that we will expect. So we'll add these in as we go, okay? So I create the person class. I'm going to say that a person will have person has a first name, a last name, and we'll say that, okay. Now, somewhere along the line, someone has said that, well, potentially one person can have one pet. So I want to be able to associate a person with a particular pet. So, okay, well, I can say then that I wanted to say that, well, this person that I'm going to create now will have a cat. Cat, my cat is equals to new cat. So, and we have to give our cat a name. So, what will we call our cat? Absolutely fine. So we call my cat Ginger. Okay, so now when I instantiate person, they're going to have a cat that's called Ginger, and that's absolutely fine. Now, the problem with this is that we're linking the person to a cat. What happens if the person doesn't have a cat? What if they have a dog? Or what if the person has a tiger or a giraffe or an elephant? Who knows what type of animal they have? This needs to be a little bit generic in that when I instantiate a person, I want the person to be able to store what type of animal they have that will be meaningful to us. So this is where our interface becomes a little bit more powerful. It's going to work a little harder for us. So if I create or store a data type that's associated with this called iAnimal, iAnimal, and we call it my pet, and we leave it sit there. So there's my variable. So when I'm instantiating the object, I'm going to tell the person, or I'm going to associate the pet with the particular person, okay? So I'm going to need a constructor. Public person. That's my constructor. What am I going to pass to it? Well, maybe I will add in their first name, string last name, and I'm going to pass in the pet. iAnimal, and I'm going to call it my pet. Okay, so that's fine. So I need to set my variable. So this dot first name is equals to first name. This dot last name is equals to last name. And now I have to go for this which is the object dot my pet. So I need to pass in the object that's coming in via the constructor, which is my pet. And that's absolutely fine. Now let's see how this is going to work for us. So I'm going to come back to main, and I can leave my friends alone here. That's absolutely fine. But I'm going to create a new person. Person p1 is equals to new person. And I'm going to say John. Lads. Okay. Ooh, John. For love. Okay. And now, what pet is coming with me? So I am going to say that the pet that's associated with John McCarthy will be cat1. That's my cat. So that's absolutely fine. So I can save that. So that's my new person, and that's my cat. So let's see. Now I want to use this somewhere in my class. So I'm going to create a new method. Public void. I won't take a return on it. I'll do it within it. And we can say get pet name. So somewhere within this, I can go system.out.println. I don't actually need that. What am I going for? My pet. Now we don't have. Now this is where we might have to extend our functionality. I want to display out my pet name, but I don't have it, which is fine. Okay, so why don't I have it? Because it's of type iAnimal. Here's the methods that I have. Public void talk. Now what I need now is to add a method to be able to get my animals to talk. Or not to talk, is to maybe display their name. So I can add a method into the interface and get all of my objects to play ball with it. So let's just say we'll chase it through. Public. I will do it right. So it should return a string. So it's public string get pet name. So it's going to return a string. We'll do it properly if we're going to do it. Okay, so I'll save it. I'll come back to my person. That's going to be public string get pet name, and eventually this is going to sort it for me. Okay, so I'm just going to leave him sit there for a second. So you can see very quickly that my cat is giving out, and the dog is giving out, and the tiger is giving out. No one's happy. Why? Because it's not following the rules of the interface. Public string get pet name, and I'm going to say return this dot name, and that's fine. So I have to promise to follow the rules of the interface. So fine, Control S, 1. Now inheritance might have actually helped us here if we had a generic type. This method seems to be breaking the don't repeat yourself scenario, but that's a different problem. Okay, so I just want to show interface is working. That's absolutely fine. So 1, 2, 3. So now the tiger can talk, and it's going to tell us what its name is. So for whatever animal I'm dealing with here, if someone wants to say, well, get the pet name that's associated with John, or whatever I want to do with it, I can say return my pet dot get pet name. So the pet's associated with the person, so it's offering functionality. So basically the object that I'm passing in, so it might be quite a simple example, but I'm passing in an animal object, and the animal object is performing a task for us in that it is basically just telling us its name, but it is doing something for us, which is absolutely fine. So person has a method called getPetName. So we're using the myPet object, which is of type iAnimal, to tell us what the pet name is via a method that has been defined in the iAnimal interface and has been implemented in the cat object, or the cat class, which is fine. So I can go back to main. If that's my person, now I can go system.out.println, and I'm going to print out p1 dot getPetName. So save that. So there we go. Run. And we're getting out Dodger. Exactly what I expect, right down the bottom here, okay? So now, somewhere along the line, I'm going to upgrade my cat. So cat 1 goes to cat 2. Now I can save my program and run. Now it's Felix. What happens if I want to change object altogether? My love of cats has increased exponentially, and I've decided that I don't want a cat anymore. I want a tiger. Tiger 1. So I save my tiger, and I run my program. And now my tiger called Timmy is displaying out. So I'm able to instantiate different objects at a higher level and use dependency inversion to inject the object via the constructor. Inject the object via the constructor, which comes in to my person class as an object of type iAnimal. I assign it here and I use it within the class. Now what I have now is that I have kind of to some degree minimized the tight coupling between the particular types. I can pass, any person can have any type of animal so long as it plays by the rules of an interface. What's the interface? Well, it's iAnimal. So I could create a giraffe or a tiger or an elephant or a leopard or whatever it's going to be. It's absolutely fine. So I can introduce different types of objects to the system, and the system will work away with them without having to refactor the code base. So we're looking at maintainability and extendability, which is quite important to us. Okay, so I know the example is a little bit simple, and to some degree some of the functionality as in getPetName probably might be best served somewhere else, but I just wanted to make sure that I could try and explain how and why we can pass objects around using dependency inversion and trying to minimize tight coupling in our system. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.